Oh, hey, Mom. You know, your birthday's coming up soon. What would you like? You want me to make what now? A charcuterie board in the pattern of a Native American blanket. Okay, sure. All right. Love you too. Gotta go. How?
Oh, you'll figure it out. The pattern on this board was a challenge until we realized it's a puzzle and we had to make a map of the puzzle and each piece. With the boards cut to rough length, we jointed one edge to our straight edge jig.
Nice and smooth and square and flat.
And then we could cut each board into 1 inch wide strips.
Close on the fingers.
We used maple, padauk, and sapele.
What is sapele?
I'm so glad you asked. From the wood database, sapele is found in the tropical regions of Africa. The heartwood is golden to dark reddish brown, and you do have to be careful when you work with it because tear out can happen because of its interlocked grain. With the strips cut, we had to arrange them into 3 separate patterns first, and then glue those patterns together.
That was a tough one, realizing that the pattern for the blanket really needs to be 3 separate patterns.
And then next, it was time to clean up and flatten the pattern with the thickness planer.
I love that thing.
I do too. And after that, it was back to the table saw and setting the miter gauge at 35 degrees, we cut the patterns into smaller strips. And with all the strips cut, it was time to arrange the pieces into the 2 halves of the board.
I had no idea what I was doing here. Thank goodness we had the map to follow. Gluing here was not easy. Each of the pieces had to be straight and parallel to each other, and each of the points needed to be lined up because eventually we're going to make 2 halves to bring together.
Well, and we also had to make sure that they were flat too.
There's probably a much easier way to glue all this together. Hey, if you know a better way to do this, leave something in the comments below. Let us know.
And with the glue dried, we could take each half to the table saw and then using the crosscut sled cut out off the points of each piece.
I love the crosscut sled.
And now we could finally start to see the finished pattern and glue the 2 halves together.
This was a really rewarding piece, finally seeing all of the different steps coming together.
We also added a few thin strips of maple and padauk to the sides for a little more style.
And to hide the mistakes on the ends.
And after cutting off the ends on the crosscut sled, we could start to finish the board. We sanded the board to 320 grit with the random orbital sander and then hand sanded all the way up to 2000.
So glossy.
Very glossy. And finally finished the board with our favorite butcher block conditioner from Howard Products.
I think it's interesting how the maple and the padauk changed colors, but the sapele didn't really change colors this time.
Yeah, it didn't. It enriched it though.
It took like 3.5 weeks to figure out how to make.
Yeah, it cooked your noodle.
We were looking up the proper traditional patterns for Native American boards. If anybody had ever done this online before, you know what, YouTube? You never have. What the heck?
Yeah, we didn't see anything. Thanks,
Totally
Internet.
letting us down. But if you guys like what we did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and check back for more later on.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.